Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, CDM number 9. Well, we have a lot to talk about, and we're going to be talking a lot tonight at 8 p.m. Hope to see you there, where we'll have our live chat on YouTube, X, Twitch, Facebook, and of course at nyandjpaweather.com, where all premium members will get all of their questions answered. Sure, there's going to be a lot of them, especially about this weekend. Now, we have a cold front that is diving through the region, and that's leading to scattered cloud cover and our winds shifting from the southwest to the northwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look for some gustier winds as we move on through the afternoon hours as colder air builds in. Temperatures around the region range from the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid 30s along the coast, upper 20s around JFK, where we had a southwesterly wind off of Jamaica Bay, where we do have some icier conditions. So it's interesting how those small little mesoscale influences can impact your low temperatures and just temperatures in general. It's around 40 degrees in Philadelphia. All of these locations will see basically temperatures hold throughout the day where they're at right now as colder air streams into the region. As you can see on our WeatherTap radar and surface map, our cold front is starting to push right off the coast, and we still have the threat for a few flurries that may drop down through the Poconos and Catskills, but nothing that's really too significant or anything that will be of a concern. On the infrared satellite picture, you could see clearing skies are taking shape, and you can also see that in the visible satellite picture. Of course, all focus is with this little bugger right here. We have an interesting pattern evolving, but as you know, I have my doubts on the end result for this weekend. I talk about this in great detail in the premium video where I broke down the features that involve this scenario, this little feature, with another feature in the polar jet stream, and why I'm skeptical on some of these solutions. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we move forward. So definitely talking about tonight. But don't be surprised if we have multiple different solutions here showing up on your social media feed. And of course, some people will put out the snowiest. So we're actually going to take a look at the snowiest in this forecast. And I'll break down the factors as we move forward in our forecast. Now, for today, we have scattered cloud cover. Not much really going on. Maybe a few flurries here. Again, temperatures are going to hold where they're at right now. So generally, if you're around 40 degrees, you're going to hold basically in the upper 30s. If you're around 32, you're going to be around 33, 34, somewhere around that neck of the woods. So not much of a change in our temperatures. Unless you're around JFK, well, you'll warm up actually up to around 36, 37 degrees. Now for tonight into tomorrow morning, nice northwesterly wind, colder air builds in. Our temperatures will fall off into the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s in your suburbs, and mid to upper 20s in your urban areas. And with that, we'll have a few flurries possibly around the region, but generally scattered cloud cover. For tomorrow afternoon, scattered cloud cover is expected with winds from the west-northwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour. High temperatures, again, pretty chilly, for this time of year, but better than what we've been experiencing, so it's going to feel much warmer, ranging from the lower to mid 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. So yes, a good chance once again for temperatures to touch above freezing, a little bit of melting, but also refreezing, so watch out for black ice each morning. And then on Friday, high pressure and control, scattered cloud cover, very quiet with low temperatures, again, pretty chilly in the single digits to lower teens over the northern interior, mid-teens along the coast. So watch out for some slick conditions in your sidewalks and parking lots and locations like that. By the afternoon, with plenty of sunshine, our temperatures will rebound into the mid to upper 20s over the northern interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. Now on Saturday, we have a little weak trough that passes on through, and that's going to produce a few flurries, but for the most part, again, scattered cloud cover is expected. Low temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s throughout the region. High temperatures in the mid to upper 30s over the northern interior. Upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast. Now notice, we're seeing a warming of our air mass heading in to the weekend. Friday's pretty chilly. Saturday, we're starting to look at high temperatures in the 40s. And then we get to Sunday, ahead of our potential system here. Look for scattered cloud cover. Notice the high pressure system is off to our east. This is a huge warning sign here. So you have a high pressure system here and a high pressure system here. The shift is to the east. Okay, so ahead of this, you're going to have a nice southeasterly wind with temperatures on Sunday morning ranging from the upper teens to lower 20s over the northern interior, lower to mid 20s along the coast. On Sunday afternoon, with our storm here to the south, you have again high pressure shifting to the east, more of an easterly wind in place. High temperatures on Sunday afternoon ranging from the upper 30s to lower 40s over the northern interior and the suburbs, and in your urban areas, temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 40s. Your warmest locations are going to be down towards Philadelphia. Again, this is the coldest and snowiest model. So ahead of this event, you have a warming environment, right? Then we get to Sunday night into Monday morning. And as you can see, it looks pretty impressive, and very impressive low and all this other stuff that is evolving here. I'm using this because I know it's going to be all around social media. And all the models here are kind of all over the place. But my general thinking is that in order to get this solution, you have to have everything. I mean, everything aligned perfectly to set this up, which is why I am highly questionable that this event is going to take place like this. Because, and as a meteorologist, I've seen this for 20 years, once in a while, every once in a blue moon, you get perfect phase of everything coming together regardless of the 500 millibar pattern. It's extremely rare, and 99% of the time, it does not pan out like this, which is why I've been highly skeptical of any type of major storm scenario, because you literally need everything to fall into place at the right time, at the right place, setting up perfectly. So I'm continuing on with the going forecast I have in place with, okay, we have a polar shortwave and a subtropical shortwave passing to our south. So scattered rain, snow showers. And by the way, the 06Z guidance of this same model, of the coldest, snowiest model, well, I'll just show you it real fast here. Let's see. I believe it's this one right here. This is the 06Z. And look, completely different solution. All rain and snow over the interior. And even this, I think, is way too amplified. So my point here is that there's a lot of changes going on here. And just hold off a bit on the snow maps. Trust me. Okay? So temperatures on Sunday night into Monday, even in the coldest guidance, range from the upper 20s to lower 30s throughout the region. And this is important because in order to get the solution, you have to cool the atmosphere, because the air mass that's associated with this whole storm is steadily moderating while this is happening. And then on Sunday afternoon on Monday afternoon, the storm exits and precipitation exits from west to east. Look for high temperatures as the storm exits and the strongest lifting moves away, ranging from the mid to upper 30s, so above freezing. That should be a warning sign, by the way. Then we get to Monday night into Tuesday. Skies clear. Look for low temperatures to range from the mid to upper teens over the northern interior, upper teens to lower 20s in your suburbs, lower to mid 20s along the coast. High temperatures on Tuesday afternoon rebound into the upper 30s throughout the region, possibly a few lower 40s if we get enough sunshine. And then on Wednesday, we have another little feature passing to the north with a warm front, a few isolated showers here and there, low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 20s, and high temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 40s. So we'll certainly have a lot to talk about tonight, and we'll break down all the details and answer all your questions. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. But in the meantime, as always, stay safe out there.